What's up, y'all? This video is going to be pretty serious because this is about my story. Like I said in my introduction video, I've been through a lot, but it's got me to this point, and it got me to realize that I want to pursue music and that I want to be in music in some way for the rest of my life. So I guess to do this, I kind of have to start at the very beginning. I was born in Louisville, Kentucky. I grew up here. I'm in Louisville now. My parents were divorced when I was 6, which was tough on me, but at the same time, like I said, it made me stronger. If I can deal with that, then there's not many things that I can't deal with. But the big thing was, I didn't really understand why. And to this day, I still don't. So it still lingers in my mind. A lot of things linger in my mind, but I'll get to that. So when I was in 8th grade, my stepmom got a job offer in Nashville. My dad came to me and said, "Hey, we just got a job offer in Nashville. If you want to go to UT, this is your chance." And so I said, "Let's do it." I didn't even think about it. I said, "I'm all in." I said, "I'm ready to go. Let's do it." So I packed up, left my mom, which was the hardest part of it, to be honest. Left all my friends. It was the biggest decision I've ever made in my life. But like I said, I wouldn't change anything because everything that I've lived through got me to this point. I hated it for 2 years. Hated it. Wanted to move back home. Wanted to see my friends again. Just wanted to be back home with all of my friends that I grew up with. And so it was tough for a couple years, but then I started filling in and finding my niche and found some new friends. Everything worked out, fortunately. But yeah, for 2 years, I didn't want to be there. There were multiple times where I would bawl my eyes out, sitting in front of my dad and say, "Dad, I want to go. I don't like it here. I want to go back home." But I stayed through it. And I went to Station Camp High School. If you guys know where that is, it's in Gallatin, Tennessee, just north of Nashville. And the big thing with that high school, and probably the only reason why I stayed, wasn't anybody there that was a student. There was somebody that was a member of the faculty. My chorus teacher. Funny story, so me and my stepmom, we were sitting with a high school counselor when I was in 8th grade, very end of 8th grade, and I was scheduling my freshman year classes. And so she said, "What would you like to do for your arts credit?" And I said, I guess art." And my stepmom spoke up. She said, "No, put him in chorus." Didn't ask me what I thought, and in the moment, I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't think I want to do that. But I am so glad that she made me do it. So that's when I got to meet my lifelong friend, mentor, teacher, Mr. David Collins. And I stayed through with chorus the entire 4 years. There wasn't a single semester in those 4 years that I didn't take chorus because of that man. He is one of the biggest inspirations to me. He is one of the people that whenever I do what I do, I go, "This is for you." Because if it wasn't for him, I would have never gotten to this point. He taught me so much that I didn't even know was a thing. So I went through high school, and about a month and a half before I graduated. Or I guess about a month before I graduated. I got in a really bad car accident. Fractured my skull from ear to ear. Had multiple brain bleeds. And I had a seizure in the hospital. I don't remember the seizure at all. I don't remember the first probably 11 or 12 days. I don't even know which day I woke up and started remembering things. But it's actually kind of funny. The first memory that I remember from after my accident, I was getting a sponge bath from my brother. And so, like, I come into it, and I'm like, whoa, Dev, what are you doing? Like, this is weird. Why are you giving me a bath? And so, like, they sit me back down, and they take me back to my bed. And they lay me down, and I go, what am I doing here? Where did this come from? And they told me what had happened. And I didn't even believe them at first. My brain was so confiscated, I guess, from my accident. That's the best word I would be able to put it as, just because it took everything out of me. So I was there for a month and 28 days. I was there. I didn't even know if I was going to be able to go to my high school graduation until the day that it happened. And so about 2 hours before graduation, my doctor comes in the room and tells me that I was going to be able to go. They told me we're keeping it under wraps for your health reasons. And we just got to make sure that we get you through it. We're worried about you having another seizure while you're walking across stage. And I understood that, but at the same time, all I wanted to do was go and get my diploma and be able to see my friends. Didn't really get to see my friends. I had to leave as soon as I got my diploma. I went and ate some food, and then I got out of it, and I was gone, and I had to go back to the hospital, stayed there for another week, and it was miserable. I hated every second of it when I was at the hospital, just because ever since my accident, in the last 3 weeks I don't feel this way, but ever since my accident, I tried to tell people I was fine. I tried to tell people that I don't need my medicine. I'm perfectly fine. Just let me live my life. And that was a mistake. So the last 2 years, I've lived this life telling myself that I was absolutely okay after I had a terrible car wreck. But I wasn't. And so I finally hit the point. I went to the University of Tennessee for 1 semester. And when I got there, it was very hard. But it was harder on an emotional standpoint and a mental standpoint outside of the classroom. I got there and I saw the way that they had fun. I saw the way that they found things to do that just wasn't healthy. And I lived a very unhealthy lifestyle the last 2 years. I've lost 36 pounds in the last 2 years. I'm just not I'm getting better. I'm getting better now, but I wasn't living a healthy lifestyle. I had another seizure last summer, last June of 2018. And it was one of the craziest things that has ever happened. I was riding on I-65 down through Nashville. And I was with 2 of my buddies. And I'm on the interstate. And I look over to my buddy. And I said, hey, I I need you to do me a favor. I need you to take the wheel. I need you to get me to the side of the road. I'm getting ready to have a seizure. He looked at me and he was like, what? What are you talking about? Stop. That's not funny. And I said, shut up and do it. He took the wheel, got me to the side of the road. I put it in park. And as soon as I put it in park, I was gone. That seizure hurt me a lot. Just because I remember the entire thing. I remember what happened. I remember everything, basically. I wake up in an ambulance, and they go, hey, do you know where you are? And I sat back. I said, I'm in an ambulance. Well, where do you think I am? I was pissed. I was so mad that I had a seizure. It broke my heart. Because I don't know if most people know this, but whenever you have a seizure, when you have a Tennessee driver's license, you have to take a 6-month break. Like you're restricted for 6 months to not drive at all. So it was like I was 15 years old again, 12 years old again. My parents have to take me everywhere. My parents had to look over me every time I did something. And it was very tough on them. It was very tough on everybody when I had my accident. But it was more tough on my parents and more tough on my family whenever I had my last seizure. Just because I was terrible to them. Because I was so upset that I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do because of my health restrictions. I've had many health restrictions in the past. But that one hurt more because I had already gotten over my wreck. I spent a month in the hospital. Why do I have to wait 6 more months after the 6 months that I already had my license taken? And so it was tough. It was very hard to get over that one. But I did. And I finally got to the point to where I was like, you know what? Maybe you're not healthy. And that point was 3 weeks ago. I walked downstairs, bawling my eyes out. And I walk in my mom's room. And I walk up to my mom. And I said, Mom, I've told you guys for 2 years that I'm perfectly fine. That's not true. And the first thing my mom said to me, and I will never forget this, she said, I'm so proud of you. And I sat back and I was like, why? Why are you proud of me? Like, I've been lying to you for 2 years. She said, because it's not the lies that matter. It's the one time you tell the truth. And I sat back and I said, you're right. And ever since that day, I've bought in. I've said, all right, like, I've got problems. Like, I have so much stuff going on right now. I'm not mentally insane. But I have a lot of things in here that are just not right. But every single day, I continue to get better. I continue to strive to find ways to make myself better. And that's the most important thing. When you have problems, when you have things standing in your way, don't just sit back and throw a pity party like I have the last 2 years of my life. Don't sit back and say, your life sucks, dude. Sit back and say, alright, you've got a lot of things going wrong, but what can you do to fix it? And that's all it's about. So you just gotta try and fix your problems. If you're seeing this, thank you for sitting through this and for hearing my story. Because I've been through a lot. But it's got me to this point. And I wouldn't change it for the world. Thanks, guys.